Claudia Albers, Planet X researcher and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled, What is Really Going On in the World? Planet X and the Lucifer Factor. Now, every human being has a different perspective on what is going on in the world based on their experience and what they have learned throughout their lives. To some people, everything in the world may seem to be normal at the moment. They go to work, receive compensation, and plan what they are going to do with it. And that may be all there is to it. They may watch the news in order to see what is going on in the world. They may have noticed that the news seems to have become very focused on one single item of news, so that the news networks seemingly report on one thing for days or weeks at a time. But since they are so busy with their work and family, they have not given it too much thought. Then there are those people that may have noticed that there is something more going on. Is the US and its allies really trying to start a war with Russia and China? Did the US install the current government in the Ukraine in order to cause a problem with Russia and thus start a war? Are they trying to purposely provoke China or Russia in the Sea of Japan and the South China Sea? Well, their actions do seem to be very provocative. If you really wanted peace, shouldn't there be more restraint with invading other countries' perceived territory? Why does the US need the South China Sea anyway? In the Ukraine, after always asking for permission to pass through the Kerch Strait, Ukrainian ships suddenly decided to force their way through without first asking for permission. Was this because they wanted to create a problem with Russia and thus start a war? It therefore seems that the US and its allies are almost desperate to start a war with Russia and China. And here you see where the Kerch Strait is. It allows passage from the Black Sea into the Sea of Azov. And here what we have here is Crimea. This is Russia here. And Russia has just built a bridge across. And Russia, of course, has annexed Crimea. It no longer belongs to Ukraine. But that happened after the people of the region made it clear through a referendum that they wanted to be part of Russia once again. But yet that's not something that's usually heard from the media. Now, as you can see, there's some ships. I believe this is in the South China Sea. There's a lot going on there. Now, is this, starting wars, is this because the economies of the West are collapsing and war is the only way the leaders of those countries see to survive or go forward? Do nations seek to go to war because of resources? Yes and no. In order to understand what is really going on, we need to understand the key factor in all that is going on. The key factor is understood when we have the answer to this question. What is driving the nation's desire for resources or for war for any given reason? And the answer is that there is a spirit driving all of it. His name was Lucifer, but he got changed to Satan, which means enemy. The Bible calls him the father of lies, the one who deceived Eve, the mother of all mankind. He is a master deceiver. This is why there are now lies in just about every facet of life. The Bible also calls him the prince of the power of the air, because he is able to transmit his thoughts to every human mind, and through that exercise control. He is therefore the one that is creating in the minds of the leaders of the world the desire or need to fight over resources. But that is not his end game. He desires to destroy every human being on the face of the earth. He wants flesh and blood beings, but he wants them without a conscience. This is why there is a push to have AI take over. Because human beings controlled by AI will have no conscience. And you may look at Article 474 entitled Mark of the Beast, Human AI Integration is the End of Humanity. In addition, AI computers or robots can be taken over and controlled by evil spirits or demons who serve Lucifer. Now, what has made this possible at this time is the leaders learning that the sun was dying. And you may look at article 446 entitled, When Did They Find Out That the Sun Was Dying? The sun dying gave the leaders of the world a driving need to survive what they saw coming onto the world. They understood that it would be impossible to keep things going indefinitely. Eventually, the sun simulators would start failing. Eventually, food would become scarce. Soon, large parts of the world would become uninhabitable, and they would suffer the same fate as most of the world's population. So in their eyes, it became us versus them, something which Lucifer exploited to the fullest. They prepared and used the technology that Lucifer leaked to them to build the infrastructure to deceive the world's population for as long as possible, and made plans to create wars in order to cull most of the world's population at the time that the effects of the Planet X system became impossible to hide anymore. What we are seeing now is the build-up to those wars. The leaders of the world are either all working together or being manipulated into doing it. To them, it may be about resources, but to Lucifer, it is about destroying as many human beings as possible. And what we see here is one of the Planet X objects, one of the objects that belong to the Planet X system, the destroyer system, that has been invading our solar system for thousands of years and has been destroying it, starting with the sun. As you can see, it's a spherical object. It is striped. It is in the sun's corona. It is drawing corona from the sun to itself. These objects are large. They are stars. They are often even larger than the sun. This one is about 4 times larger than the Earth. So this is one of the smaller ones. So these are dead stars, and they come to the sun as comets. We have been lied to about comets. They are not small and benign. They are energy depleted, and they have destroyed the sun, removed its corona over thousands of years so that it no longer has the ability to emit light. And you may look at article 452 entitled Planet X Objects are Destroyers with Low Gravitational Influence. The Lucifer factor is what most human beings forget when looking at history and what is going on in the world. Why do forced changes of government usually not produce a better outcome for the people of a nation? Because no matter what government is in place, Lucifer will work on those in power in order to get them to do what he wants done. And here's another one of these objects, one of the smaller ones. It is in the sun's corona. The object is seen here inside, therefore, the sun's atmosphere. The sun's corona is the sun's atmosphere. And it is making a gravitational vortex connection, in other words, a solar tornado with the sun. And through it, it draws the sun's chromosphere to itself. And the sun's chromosphere is the sun's liquid layer. So it's equivalent to the Earth's ocean. Smaller stellar cores than the Earth do the same thing with the Earth. They come into the Earth's atmosphere and create tornadoes and water spouts inside the Earth's atmosphere. The objects are drawing the Earth's atmosphere and ocean. We are losing atmosphere, which is affecting the sun simulator's ability to function, and the artificial greenhouse layer ability to keep the atmosphere warm. The objects are always surrounded in clouds of debris. The Planet X dust entering our atmosphere has reached unprecedented levels, and it is now impossible to hide the effect at sunset and sunrise. They absorb the light emitted by the simulators and turn the skies red or pink. And you may look at article 468 entitled Planet X Turning Earth's Skies Red and Luminescent. What is really happening? Now, how do we fight a spirit being that we cannot see? How do we fight against a spirit being who wants our destruction and is working night and day to bring it about? We turn to God, the only one who can do anything about it. We ask God for forgiveness, and we give Him our lives, and we let Him do the rest. This is all that we can do. And those are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.